Good afternoon, my name is Daniela Sanchez,
My name is Paulina Ortega.
And I'm Kael Jimenez.
and today we will be debating about automation. So tell me, Paulina, what is your point of view about this topic?
I believe that automation at some point is a good thing because, as we know, our world is constantly evolving, technology is advancing really fast, and we can stay in the place we are. We have to adapt and we have to make ourselves evolve also with technology, which is automation, what automation is doing. So I believe that automation would not totally disappear jobs, and like the reading said, it would not disappear completely some areas or some jobs, so that we would just need to adjust ourselves and to learn new things to be
More prepared.
more prepared for the jobs.
And what about you, Kael?
I think that, as Paulina said, it's something that has its own pros and cons. Because, for example, pro is that to the consumer, the life, it would be pretty effective. It would be good because the products would be with a higher quality. They would be cheaper and they would be better in almost every aspect. But as a cons, it would affect the worker's life. Most workers would lose their jobs due to the automation.
Okay, I'm totally in favor of automation because, as you said, of course, it has some cons as losing your jobs, but it will help us to expand our portfolio, to diversify, studying more careers, getting more knowledge, getting prepared for our jobs, and it will raise competitivity in all of the areas because it will help us to keep on alert to being able to maintain our job and to sustain our family. So I think it is something good because it will raise, as I said, competitivity in all areas, and we will be able to, as you said, have more products that are controlled, cheap, and perfectly made, but also it will make them less unique. Everything, we will have the same things, and people will lose their jobs. So
Yeah, and according to what you said about losing the jobs, I believe that what the reading said is that the most vulnerable jobs are the ones who are predictable and the ones who manage data a lot and stuff that a computer could do. But nowadays, the younger generation and younger people are now studying things like new careers are evolving and new careers are being placed. So younger generations are more likely to pick something that would help in the future rather than that would make it worse.
just because careers in the future are the ones that you have to treat with people and you have to be near of them, such as business, arts, and all of that. We already have left the careers that you need to make something manual, and all of those are minimum.
And also schools and universities and all of that are also adapting their careers to the future. They are not only teaching mathematics or tax preparation, etc.
But there will always be a minority. This minority won't have the opportunity to study a career that of the future. Yes, as you said. So they are the ones that can and could work in a fabric. The automation would seize the opportunity to work, would seize their opportunity to work, and this would affect the minority.
Yeah, but as you said, it is a minority, and nowadays, for example, women is a minority in the job section. Men are paid more than women, etc. And automation, what would do is that it would exacerbate gender equality, jobs that are more women-like, for example, and nursing, education, teachers and stuff like that, would be more valuable than other jobs.
Yes,
I believe it's one minority for another.
Yes, but you said a woman example work would be nurse, but a nurse, it's not a job that could be automated.
No, yeah, but what I mean is that these jobs are the less vulnerable to automation because they are more people treatment and stuff like that. So that would not be affected by automation, Uh, so what that means is that these will be more valuable jobs. Like people nowadays, they say like, I don't want to be a therapist because I want to make a lot of money. But with automation, um, jobs like being a therapist and being a nurse and stuff like that would be more required, and people would study that more.
Yes, and also with automation, women will be forced to go to study, to college, to have studies, to have more prepared careers that will help help them in the future to sustain their family. And not only men will be the people that have to provide money to their house, food. Women can do that now, and with automation, they will be able to be forced, as something like that, to study careers that are more difficult, such as engineer.
Careers that are more like men like.
But what happens in small towns, for example, that in small towns women are not pretty prepared there. They doesn't have the academic history of women that lives in a city, in a big city.
But that still happens today. Like it's not related to automation. Like people nowadays without automation, there are people, minorities that have never been educated in their life.
Okay,
so
but
it's not like
in those cases, these women almost always live with their husband, their parents, their brothers, and in that houses, the one that provides the money, the food, and the things are the men. And with automation, most of those men would be fired. They would lose their job, and all the people that lives in that house would lose that supply.
But it's not like there is not like an actual fact that says 50% of men will lose their jobs thanks to automation. It only says that they would need to readjust, readapt, to learn new things.
Yes.
Like fabrics will not disappear; they will always exist. Something.
No, the fabrics wouldn't disappear. But what do you think that a manager would do? They have the opportunity to fire 10 men and hire a machine that they doesn't have to pay the machine, or keep the 10 men and keep the machine. What do you think a manager would do?
Okay, in that point you're right, but I believe, like for example, men have already have like a job experience. Women haven't in the specific case, like in small towns. So automation will bring the opportunity of them to maybe okay. Let's say that men lose their jobs, but they could get another one. Okay, women that have never been educated, it's more difficult for them to get a job. So with automation, maybe they will be more like motivated to study something, to even if it's a nurse, that it's very women's stereotype, but if they could do that, and they would be more like equal to what a job for men is.
And I said before that women will be forced to study, but also men can be forced to do that because they have a job that it's pretty predictable and they get fired. So getting fired will be like the alert that you have to start studying something that is more difficult. So men that will have to raise their competitiveness and will have to start searching for jobs, study colleges that have the possibility to like teach something that is more how do you say it? Like useful for the future.
And also, like again, talking about the gender equality, it does not only benefit women. Like men, for example, that were maybe afraid of being a nurse because of what society could say and stuff like that, they could be more easily like motivated to study nursing or being a teacher or maybe being a therapist or
yes, because it's something
that is more popular for a woman, but
are more stable.
But as these jobs would increase their value, maybe men could be more attracted to study those careers.
But well, I think you're right on that point that it would force the women to study to get a job. But in Mexico, a small percentage of the people studies a career, and in fabrics they don't hire people with a career. Almost the main people that they hire is people that they could pay less and that have strength. the fabric hires people with strengths, with abilities, not exactly knowledge.
Yes, but we should see that as an opportunity to copy another models such as United States, China, or Japan or something. That their people have like more careers. We will be able to see like, oh, okay, I don't have jobs. I don't have any fabric that want to hire me, so I will have to do as United States does. I have to do this. I have to study so I can have an opportunity and a salary as they do. We can see that as an opportunity of improvement.
Exactly.
So I think that's all we have to say.
Yeah, like in summary, I think we all agree that it is a thing that has pros, it has cons, and it is the truth
Something
is
that
it is
requires time.
and it is
Exactly.
unpredictable. Like we don't know what would happen in 20, 30, 50 years. We don't know what could happen. So I think we should only be prepared and ready
Yeah.
for what's coming.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you.